If you like this, then I think you'll love this. Here's this week's book pairings. Half is Aged by Jeanette McCurdy is about a 17-year-old girl who's ruined by her high school teacher. The theme is very uncomfortable. We're following a 17-year-old who actively pursues her teacher, and especially at the beginning she feels a lot of agency in doing so. It goes without saying that she's being groomed and manipulated and doesn't actually hold all this agency. But I think it pushes against the stereotype of this perfect victim and kind of explores the nuances of coercion. Part of the reason why young girls are so vulnerable to exploitation is because they often do feel really empowered in their relationships. But as the book goes on, she begins to question her agency as she feels herself being controlled by the parameters set by her teacher. I like that throughout the entire book she calls him by his teacher name, which I think communicates to the reader just how inappropriate this relationship is. I feel like it forced us to reconsider how we speak about and to victim survivors, and how to tackle abuse and exploitation without infantilizing survivors. The next book I read this week was Good Girl by Aria Aber. I have to say I preferred this book just because I love how it intersected race and ethnicity with class and gender. The protagonist is an Afghan-German young woman who's trying to conceal this part of her identity. It's a coming-of-age story that's really shaped by the geopolitical context, and I found that this gave it a lot of depth. Neela uses drugs and nightlife to escape her reality and ends up in a relationship with a much older American author. He kind of co-opts her youth to try and shape who she's becoming, and she lets him because she wants to escape who she is. I think it really explores the complexities and tensions of young adulthood as a third culture child in a way which you so rarely hear about. I found it really interesting reading a book about refugees that wasn't really about war or conflict, but rather their lives afterwards and how marginalization and discrimination stopped them from belonging in the only place they called home. It felt so different from other coming of age books I've read, and I really recommend it.